It happened, guys. Welcome, of course. It is I, Paladevin. It happened. Guys, I kind of finally had that moment. Alright, so let's talk about backlogs, consumption of video games, all of the craziness a little bit here. I just want to go into it in a little detail because it hit me, and like it hit me. God, it kind of derailed me a little bit because, guys, we all want to work on our backlogs. We do. Come on, let's call a spade a spade. We want to work on our libraries, especially now more than ever, because with things like the RAM crisis actually impacting the Steam Deck. We're probably never seeing the Steam machine at this point. And if we are, my God, I don't want to see that price tag. But guys, the way the gaming market is going on right now, it is starting to drive everyone, I'm seeing it all over the place, back to the libraries that we have. Now, I have a bunch of games. As I've talked to you guys over and over, I have tons of games, but you know what? There was only one. There was only one that needed to kind of get my head straight. I'm sure you guys know what it is because I recently put a Steam Deck review out about it. Of course, it is my all-time favorite video game, Dino Crisis. Now, what did this do? What did this game do that kind of drove me toward this mentality? Well, let's see. I noticed not long after Noisy and I beat Astrobot that, man, I'm once again in this rut about what to play, right? What do I play? And what do we do when we don't know what to play, guys? What happens? What happens? We sit there and we stare. Or if you're like me, you might tinker with settings or something like that, right? Okay. Well, that works to a certain extent, but that doesn't alleviate the what to play problem, right? This happens everywhere. And I do believe that we talk about it all the time. So choice paralysis, this just shocking bit, and everyone's like, well, you need to decide what you're going to play before you sit down and play. Yeah, when you're looking down a library of thousands of games, any kind of tools to be able to help that would be nice. But the trouble is myself included, by the way, we don't really have an answer for this. And I have been working on this library project and everything, and I've said in previous videos as well, I don't want my hobby to feel like a job. To feel like, oh, yep, on to the next one, gotta get some work done, it's them vidges. I don't want my hobby to feel that way. Not so very long ago, our line was cut. Our fiber line was cut, and we were down for a long time. We weren't down for days or anything like that, but we were down for probably maybe 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that. And Noisy and we had to figure out what to do. And the funny thing is there wasn't a moment in our brains where we didn't kind of have a battle plan for something like this. So straight up, boot up the PS5 Pro. I game share with Noisy, right? I game share my library because we're together. She should be able to play my stuff. I game share. Tried to press on a game. Well, because I game share, my PS Pro requires internet to verify its license. So I would have to go get Noisy's PS5 or something like that to be able to play this game. Same story with the Xbox. So I'm looking down the barrel of, if I want to play straight from the TV right now and not have to go grab a different console or anything like that, I'm looking at my Switch and I'm looking at Steam. And Steam, I wasn't even sure would work, to be honest. I know it has offline mode, but anymore, there's checks for everything. Noisy's sitting there playing Paper Mario. She's working on the Origami King. She's chipping away at it. Me? I booted up Dino Crisis. All right, now, you know, I'm loving it. I haven't really been able to put it down since it came on Steam. I'm just loving replaying it. I played through that game over the night. All the endings. All of them. 3 playthroughs. Started with perfect ending, then did a no weapon Rick, then got the Gale ending with the awesome hovercraft bit. And it was freaking great. It was nice because for the first time since Astrobot, I just picked something up. I grabbed it and started playing. Yes, I knew where everything was because I was playing the arrange game and knew all the puzzles, and knew where the fingerprints were and knew everything, and it was great. Guys, I was forcing progress, and that's what the title of this video is. I was forcing progress. And the reason I ask you guys if you've ever forced progress is because, man, it's almost built into a lot of gaming these days. Is this you know, I've talked about it in other videos, this whole like keeping up with the Jones mentality, or you know, you gotta have the platinum trophy, or you gotta get all the achievements. Like I'm a player who's been doing all of this forever, and yeah, there are elements of it that I won't likely let go of. I, for example, love going back to my classic games, but also I like the opportunity to enable community-made retro achievements. I think that's really cool. It doesn't point to an arbitrary network where all my homies are gonna sit there looking at my score or something like that, unless they join retro achievements. And let's face it, I think I'm the most retro player that I know, to be honest, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But what I'm saying is we've really been conditioned to just keep churning, and I think it's a lot of things. It's you know, not just the hey objective driven style. I do think it's the layout of newer games, saying oh look over here kind of stuff, but I also do think in large part it is the constant flashing of, bro, here's some DLC, bro, you should get this, bro, you should do that, all over our screens. You know what was great about Dino Crisis is I launched that game, set the graphic settings, and that was it. I played the game. And I've actually just been dying for that kind of experience. And to just go in and, you know what? I could sit here and look at my library. Oh, well, I should probably play a new game. You know, I should play a new game because, you know, there's some obligation to my backlog. Or I can go back and play a classic, a game that I know I'm gonna like because I like it. And it was just, silly as it sounds, it's kind of liberating. And of course it would be Dino Crisis that would do it. Of course it would be. If it wasn't Dino Crisis, it'd be Final Fantasy X. 2 of the games I love replaying, 2 of these styles that I really enjoy. So I guess all I'm gonna say based off of my experience, yes, a little time without internet, constantly dinking with my phone or being on Xbox Live or PSN or whatever, and just play what you like. The new stuff will come. Noisy and I played Astrobot. We enjoyed every second of it. It came to us. It wasn't like, nope, we got to play this every single moment of it until it's done. It came to us. And we would just say, do you feel like playing Astrobot? And we would enjoy it that way. There you go. Like, I know it sounds so silly because, you know, this should kind of come off as common sense, but Guys, I know how it is. Sitting there, just looking at all your games. Even if you uninstall them, by the way, there's a list of them. Whether they're white text or gray text on Steam, there's a list of them. And on the consoles, it ain't any different. I would start, if you don't know what to play, and you just want to play something, dude, a guilt-free replay is where it's at. I still got my setup. I still got some new games I'd like to work on. I got The Evil Within kind of in my brain, picking at me a little bit. I think that whole story seems really awesome from what I've played anyway so far. But man, don't feel bad about replaying your games. And gaming's supposed to be about fun. So if you find solace and you find entertainment in just jamming that same game that you've played a million times over and you're taking an opportunity to go once again, please do it again. You don't need to have my permission, but please do it again. Because it's wild. All right, guys, that was just food for thought. This is the talking head this week. Of course, it had to be Dino Crisis related, but you guys know how it goes. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. Oh my goodness, we are getting ever closer to Resident Evil Requiem at the time of this recording, which I am very excited for, and I hope you are as well. Remember to like, subscribe, tag that bell for notifications, and let me know what you're thinking, guys. Have a good one.